Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will complete a walkthrough for the Digital SAT Math Test 1, Module 1, questions 14 to 27. By the end of this video, you will have a good understanding of how to solve SAT Math questions. Let's get it started. Question number 14. We are given x squared plus 10z minus 24 equal to 0. What is one of the solutions to the given equation? So we are asked to find one of the solutions. We are trying to find two numbers that when we multiply them together, let's say this b times c gives you this number, which is negative 24. When you add them together, b plus c, we will get this value 10 here. And as you know, these two numbers are 12 and negative 2. Therefore, we put it in this way: z minus 2 times z plus 12. This is equal to 0, so we set each set to equal to 0. When we set z minus 2 equals to 2, we get z equals to 2, or we also get z equals to negative 12. Our answer is one of these, either 2 or negative 12. All right, question number 15. Bacteria are growing in a liquid growth medium. There were 300,000 cells per milliliter during an initial observation. The number of cells per milliliter doubles every 3 hours. How many cells per milliliter will there be 15 hours after the initial observation? There is a general equation that is used when you come across a growth equation like this. You start with your initial number, which is the 300,000. So you have 300,000. You multiply that to 15. This is a fraction divided by 3. 300,000 times 2 to the power of, so by 15 divided by 3 is 5. So we have 5. So basically, this is 300,000 times 2 to the power of 5. This is 32 and 9,600,000. And this is the answer, D. Let's say, for whatever reason, you don't remember this format or this growth-based equation. We know that every 3 hours it doubles, and we have 15 hours. So 15 divided by 3 is 5 times. So let's start at 0 hours. 0 hours, we start with the initial. Let me just abbreviate 300K. At 3 hours, it doubles, it becomes 600K. At 6 hours, 600 becomes 1.2 million or 1,200,000. At 9 hours, 2.4 million. This is 4. At 12 hours, 2.4 doubles. What is that? 4.8 million. And finally, the number we are looking at is 15 hours. So at 15 hours, what do we get? At 15 hours, we get this number doubles, 4.8 million doubles to 9.6 million bacteria, basically. So the answer is D. So if you don't remember this equation, you figure out how to get to that number. This is only possible because we had, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th time is when we get the answer. But if this number is very far, and then it becomes really tedious and becomes very difficult to calculate. Number 16, which expression is equivalent to 6x to the 8th y squared plus 12x squared y squared? So the first option, as you can see, is missing the second part of the problem, the plus sign. Therefore, immediately we can say this is not our option. B is the same also. Even if you multiply the numbers, you will still miss either the first part or the second part. So don't waste your time. So let's focus on either C or D. If we do C, let's do 6 squared times x to 6 is 6x. And so those exponents, we will add them together since the base is the same. So 2 plus 6 is 8. And then y squared stays with that family group, plus 6x squared y squared times 2. So that becomes 12. X squared y squared, which is this part. So 12xy squared. So this part is correct. The first part is x to the 8th y second. Therefore, this is our answer, C. D is not the answer. Let's see why not. So let's distribute. So we have 6x x squared and x to the fourth, you are not multiplying the exponents, you adding them up. So you end up getting 6 y squared. And the second part is more or less plus 12 x squared y squared. So this is wrong. Our answer is C. Let's do next question. A neighborhood consists of 2-hectare park and 35-hectare residential area. The total number of trees in neighborhood is given as 3,934. The equation 2x plus 35y equals to 3,934 represents this situation. And which of the following is the best interpretation of x in this scenario or context? So we know that we have a setup of a park area and a residential area. If we say P for park and R for residential, so we have 2P plus 35 R will be equal to the total number of the trees in the neighborhood, 3934. And it is common sense that P and R represents the average number of trees in each category here. So let's look at the choices. A says we are looking at X, so X is our P here. What does X mean? The average number of trees per hectare in the park. That is the correct answer because this value is representing the number of trees at the park. Let's go through the other options. Option B says X is the average number of trees per hectare in the residential area. That's not true, and this is wrong. And the total number of trees in the park, so it says X is the total number of trees in the park. That is this number, so that is not correct. This number is just given as the total number of trees we are given right here. Therefore, X cannot be that number. And D, the total number of trees in the residential area. And that's not also correct because the total number of trees in the residential area is going to be basically 35 times this much. Therefore, as you can see, the option we have that's correct is A. Question number 18. The graph shows relationship between the number of shares of stock from company A along the x-axis here, the number of shares of stock from company B along the y-axis here, vertical, and that Simon can purchase. So which equation could represent this relationship? So as soon as you see this data, this line that's approaching down, you can immediately say, yes, this is a straight line that has a negative slope. But how? Let's take two data points. Right here is good one, and this right here is good one also. So this one right here is 0, 40, and here is 60, 0. All right, let's find the slope. M equals 2, basically y2 minus y1. So if this is 0.1 and this is 0.2, so we have 0, 0 minus 40 divided by 60 minus 0. This is equals to 40 over negative 40 over 60. The two zeros cancel out, divided by 2. So we have by 2. So we have negative 2 over 3. And let's quickly see the negative slope. So we just need two things to know. So we know the equation of a line equals to y equals to mx plus b, right? We know our slope is negative, that's m here. And the other point we would like to know is the y-intercept, which is b. So let's take this point 40 and plug in. So this becomes 40 equals to x value is 0, so this part entirely goes 0, 0 plus b. So our b becomes a positive number, that is b equals to 40. Now we have all we need. We are looking at an equation of slope of a line that has a negative slope. So immediately, choice A doesn't have negative slope, it has positive 8, that's wrong. Choice C is also a positive value, so we don't want that too. Now, what is left here, they both have the y-intercept to be around 480. Okay, how can we get 480? So if we divide 480 by our 40 that we have the y-intercept, that's 12. So basically we multiplied 12 our equation. We had y equals to negative 2 over 3 x plus 40. if we multiply 12 on both ends, we will get 12y equals to 12 times 2 over 3, and that is negative 8. Don't forget the negative 8x plus 12 times 40 here, that is 480. Looking at our choices here, B gives us what? And the 480 is at this is the equal sign. They're just trying to confuse us. So y has a 12 in front of it. That is the correct format. The y-intercept is positive number. That's a correct. 8x, when we take it to the other side, it becomes negative 8x on both ends. Therefore, this cancels out. So you end up getting this format. Therefore, our answer is B. But looking at D, they're trying to just flip it, the two numbers. They want to multiply the slope that we had, that was 8, negative 8. After multiplying 12 to the entire equation, we had negative 8, but they decided to put it in front of y, and that's wrong. So therefore, this is wrong. Our answer is B. And also looking at the 12, here they multiplied on the x, so they flip it 8 and 12 from x and y. So just to be careful. Let's do question number 19. A circle A has a radius of 3 and circle B has a radius of 129 n, where n is a positive constant. The area of circle B is how many times the area of circle A. So what we can do easily is that we can divide the area of the two circles. So area of circle B divided by area of circle A. This is equal to area of circle B is what? The area of a circle, anyways, you know it is pi r squared, right? So let's just plug in. Instead of r, we will have r squared, we will have 3n, and we will have 129n, and we will square the whole thing. So this becomes pi r squared will be 129, and the whole thing is square, and here pi 3n, the whole thing is square, the 2 pi cancel out, and what we have here is going to be, if you make the square the same, so we will have one big square, so 129 n over 3n, and the whole thing is square, the 2n cancels out, so 43 square is 1849. The answer is D. The answer is D. Question number 20. We are given a data set. We have a data value and frequency. And the data value is each number. Frequency mean is how many times that number is happening. So 6 will happen 3 times, 7 happens 3 times. For example, 13 happens 0 times. So there's no 13. That's what the data is telling you. 14 is happening 6 times. So the question reads now, the frequency table summarizes the 57 data values in the data set. What is the maximum value in the data set? So the question is focusing on this column. You don't have to worry about the frequency. Therefore, looking at the data that is given in this first column, what is the maximum value? The answer is 14. The answer is 14. We move on. We have question number 21. A circle in the XY plane has a diameter with end points. It has these 2 points. So 2,4 and 2,14. The equation of this circle is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 9 squared equals to r squared, where r is a positive constant. What's the value of r? We are asked to find r. An easy way is we select one of these points and plug in the x value, the x point, and the y value, the y point. So let's take the equation and use the first point. So what is x? Let's take this first one is 2 minus, the equation already has -2. We square the entire thing plus, and then here we have y. What's the y value that we are using is 4 minus 9, and the whole thing is square equals to r square. Remember, we are looking for r, not r square. So this is 2 minus 2 is 0, 0 squared is 0. Here is 4 minus 9, -5 squared is 25. This is equal to r squared. So let's take square root on both ends. And here we have r equals to plus or minus 5. So our answer is 5. We can use the positive value, r equals to 5. Question number 22. The measure of an angle r is 2 pi over 3 radians. The measure of angle t is 5 pi over 12 radians greater than the measure of angle r. What is the measure of angle t in degrees? All right, so angle t, the measurement is equal to 5 pi over 12 radians greater than angle r. So we just add. So we have 5 pi over 12 plus the measurement of angle r. So that is 2 pi over 3 t equals to common denominator is, let's take it as a 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times 5 pi is 5 pi radian plus 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8 pi. This is equals to 5 plus 8 is 13 pi over 12. We are asked the answer to be in terms of degrees, so we multiply this by 180 divided by pi radian, degree divided by pi radian. So pi and pi cancel out, and we are left with 195 degrees. The answer is C. Question number 23. A certain town has an area of 4.36 square miles. What is the area in a square yard? So this is a unit conversion. 1 mile equals to 1,760 yards. So we have 4.36 mile square. We multiply that by the conversion. So we have 1 mile, which is equal to 1,760 yards. Now we have to square both of them, so that the mile square cancels out with mile square. And what is left is 4.36 times the square root of 1,760. And the answer I am getting is 13,505.53 yard square. Answer is D. The next question here, we are given a set of data, x and y. For line H, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y. X and y and their values. Line K is the result of translating line H down 5 units in the xy plane. What is the x-intercept of line K? So equation of a line is y equals to mx plus b. If we have to translate, for example, if this is line H equation, and we have to translate 5 units down, all we are doing is we keeping the slope, right, mx as it is, but we are subtracting plus b, we are subtracting minus whatever unit that we are given, -5. And this equation now becomes the equation of line K. The goal is to find out what is the value of x. That's what we are asking by using the y and point that is 0 here. Coordinate is 0. We plug in 0 and solve for x. Let's get the equation of the line of H first of all. So what is the slope of m of line H? So let's take 2 points, the first 2 points. So m equals 2. That is these 2 points. So 160 minus 130 divided by 23 minus 18. This is equals to 30 divided by 23 minus 18 is 5. And this is equals to 6. So the slope of the line we know is 6 now. And let's take 1 point and plug into the equation to find the y-intercept. Let's take the equation of a line and plug in these 2 points. So the equation of a line is this, and we plug in 6 in terms of m. So we have, and then use these 2 points. So we have 130 equals to 6, which is the slope, times 18. 18 is the point here. That is plus B is the y-intercept we are looking for. And 6 times 18, let's take that to the other side, so it's 108. So this is 108 plus B equals to 130. So minus 108 minus 108. These two cancels out, and B. So now we know our equation. Our equation is y equals to 6x plus 22. And translate that 5 units. So we have y equals to, that's the line H equation. Line K equation becomes 6x plus 22 minus the translation units down. So down is negative, so negative 5. And this is y equals to 6x plus 17. Since we know the y coordinate is 0, we plug in 0 here and then solve for x. So let's take out 17 on the other side, so negative 17, negative 17. So what is left? These two cancel out. So we have negative 17 equals to 6x divided by 6 on both ends. Our x is negative 17 over 6. So we are looking at answer D. Let's do 25. In the xy plane, the graph of equation y equal to negative x squared plus 9x minus 100 intersects the line y equal to c at exactly 1 point. What is the value of c? The equation we have here is a parabola. Whenever you see a line that is y equal to a constant, that means you are dealing with a horizontal line. Let's say you have x and y plane, and this is a negative value, so probably it's going to look like something like this. This is a constant value, so it is a horizontal from the y-axis. And this equation is y equals, this graph will be intersecting. They say it at 1 point, so that's where they both meet. In other words, the value of c. We are asked what is the value of c, basically. So this point has two coordinates, the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. We are asked to find the y-coordinate. So as you know, the blue book here for the SAT, you have access to the Desmos. Equation like this, I really encourage that you take advantage of Desmos. And let's do that. Let's say negative x to the power of 2 plus, what do we have? 9x minus 100 is equal to y. So that's our equation. If you zoom out, so zooming out will give us this value. And, you know, what we are asking is just to find where this equation crosses the line y equal to c. And this is the point or the vertex. Zooming out, the vertex here is negative 79.75, and we are just looking for a number that is corresponding to negative 79.75. 481 divided by 4, that is 120, so this is not the answer we are looking. If 9 over 2 is 4.5, that's not what we are looking. Therefore, 319 divided by 4 gives, and the answer is negative 319 divided by 4. We took advantage of using Desmos and we solved it that way. It is an easier way. Otherwise, you will need to know basically the vertex has 2 points, right? And the equation is like this, negative b over 2a, comma, negative d over 4a. You may ask, what is d? So let's just say a corresponds to the constant in front of x squared, so that's negative 1. B, we know it is what? Plus 9. You are able to solve this portion, and you may be wondering, what is d? This is the vertex, the y-coordinate is what we are asked to find. That will give us the constant value. Therefore, d is defined as b squared minus 4ac, minus 4ac. And we know c, which is what? Negative 100. So if you are able to remember this equation, you can immediately solve d, plug in your value here. You may be wondering if we are going to get the same answer. Let's try it. So let's see D. D gives us B squared. B is 9. 9 squared minus 4 times -1. A is -1 times C is -100. So negative times negative is positive, but still there's negative here. So this gives us 81 minus 4 times, this is 400, 319. And then plug in the equation there. And the equation says negative D over 4A, which is equal to negative times the 319 divided by 4 times, there's A is -1. -1. So these two negatives cancel out. Our answer is still negative. Remember that. So the answer is negative 319 over 4, which is the same as answer C. So you can either use the decimal method and solve it that way, or if you remember this method, you can solve it that way also. And all right, next problem, question number 26. We are given a system of equations: 2x plus 3y equal to 7, 10x plus 15y equal to 35. For each real number r, which of the following point lies on graph of each equation in the xy plane for the given system? 5 is multiplied by this one, so this entire row, you will get this equation. So 5 times 2 is 10x, 5 times 3y is 15y, and 5 times 7 is 37. Therefore, for simplicity, we can focus on using one of these, which is the easiest of the two. Let's use this equation. Whatever is true in this equation will be true for the other one. So this is a problem of basically substitution. You just have to be strategic and use your time wisely. So the equation we have is 2x plus 3y equals to 7. What we are looking at is, to get a constant that says x, all the variables cancel out and constant equal to constant. That is what we're trying to figure out. If we take this entire thing and call it x, put it where x is, and take this entire thing and put it where y is, then what we are hoping is that value of r's to cancel out by adding and having a constant number. So this is 7, right? Having a 7 equal to 7, then that is the choice we are looking for. So if we take this r over 5, and so you have 2 r over 5 plus 7, right? This is just for the x part. We add 3 times, that's negative r over 5, negative r over 5 plus 35, then equals to 7. You see, if we distribute this, we are already turning into a fraction. Nothing is really canceling out, and we are dealing with fractions. So let's see if we can get a fraction that has as a denominator and 3 as a denominator. That will allow us to cancel values, right? Let's not really go through with A anymore, and then see if we can go B. Let's do the same. 2, which is 2x. So the value of x is 3 minus 3r over 2 minus 3r over 2 plus, this entire thing is x, remember, plus 7 over 2. So basically we can cancel the 2 because both fractions have 2 in common. Then we have plus, the equation says 3y. What is the value of y in this? That's r. Good. And this is equals to 7 from the equation up here. Therefore, this 2 will cancel out from here and here as well. What's left? We have negative 3r plus 7. And then here we have plus 3r equals to 7. Negative 3r cancels out with negative 3r, and then we have 7 equals to 7. This is the right answer we are looking for. So let's do C. So 2 times x is r, plus, and then we have 3 times 2r. This entire thing is y value, right? We have 3 times 2r divided by 3 plus 7 over 3, and that entire equation equals to 7 here. 7. Now 2r is what we have, plus the 3 cancels out, that's a good thing. And then we have 2r plus 7 equals to 7. Therefore, as these two, when you add them together, you get 4r equals to 7. This negative 7 goes on the other side, and you end up getting 0, which is not a correct answer. So this is no good. If we try to do D, we end up getting a fraction because the second part is y has a coefficient of 3. 3 will not be divided by 2. You end up getting fractions. There is a negative sign here, but it will not give you the answer. So the correct answer is B. Question number 27. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 624 centimeters. The height of the triangle is k square root of 3 centimeters, where k is a constant number, basically. What is the value of k? So equilateral triangle, we know, has 3 sides that are equal. And for triangle, when the 3 sides are equal, that means the 3 angles are also equal. These all 3 sides are equal, and the 3 angles are equal. Therefore, all the 3 angles are 60 degrees each. 60 degrees. We have this perpendicular line that can divide. That makes a 90 degrees on both ends on this line, and it divides into 2. So we can solve this question multiple ways. This is 60 degrees here, this is 30 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. So we have 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Let's do it like this. And what this creates is that we have a property that is known for this type of triangle. So where you have 60, you will end up having this side is going to be x square root of 3. This hypotenuse, the longest side, which is going to be 2x. The side that corresponds to that 30 degree is going to be just x. So here in our equilateral triangle, we will have basically 2k, 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 and 2k. Basically, all the 3 sides are equal. And basically we can, and then the h here that's given is square root of, basically k square root of, this is our h as is defined here. So p, which is equal to all the sides added together, 2k plus 2k plus 2k, we have 6k, is said to be equal to 624 centimeters. If we divide by 6, we get k equals to 104. The answer is 104. If for some reason you don't know or you don't remember the characteristics of 30, 60, 90 degree right angle triangle, which gives you x to x and x square root of 3, if you don't know that, but you know trigonometry, you remember trigonometry, what we can do is that, okay, can we take advantage of trigonometry, right? Let's do that. Let's clean up a little bit. What do we know? Because of the equilateral triangle, we know all the angles are 60 each, and this one is divided by 2, so 30 and 60. That's the basic we know. This side is given, right? So how can we get, if we have all 3 sides, when you add all the 3 sides together, this is the option 2, method 2 basically. When we add all the sides together, the length of this side plus this side plus this side gives us p. P is 624. If we divide that, p divided by 3, we will get the length of each side. So 624 divided by 3, we get 208. So each side is 208. And then we know this 208. This is also the total length from this point to this point is 208. But this vertical line divides this line into 2. So we have 104 and 104. 104 here. So if we use this triangle, we don't know the vertical, it's h. The height here, h, we don't know. But we know this side, the longest side is 208. The short side here is 104. We can quickly use trigonometric function. So let's use sine. Sine of 60, for example, equals to 60 is this angle, equals to the opposite is h. Our h was k square root of 3, k square root of 3 divided by the hypotenuse, SOHCAHTOA, remember? So SO h is what we are interested in. So sine opposite divided by hypotenuse. Our hypotenuse is 208. We need to solve for k. Everything else we know. So we multiply 208 over square root of 3 on both sides. 208 over the square root of 3. This cancels out. 208 cancels out with 208. Square root of 3 cancels out with this side. We only have k left. We have k here. On this side, we have 208 square root of 3 times sine 60k equals to 104. The second method is the same answer. If you don't remember all of this, but you remember, if you know one side, your longest side, and you know this side, we can find this side, right? By Pythagorean theorem. So let's do that. Pythagorean theorem gives us, this is the third option, a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. We don't know b, so b, which is equal to square root of c squared minus a squared. And b is also the height h, right? Look at here. B is the height h here. H equals to k times square root of 3. So what we can do is, this is equal to our c becomes 208, the longest side, 208 square. Our a, you see, as you can see here, this is c, and this is our a. This is 104 square. This gives us 180.13. But that is h, right? B was equal to h, we said, and h was equal to what? H is equal to k square root of 3, which is equal to this number, 180.13, plus divide square root of 3 on both ends, square root of 3. This cancels out, and then k now becomes 104. So for this problem alone, we are able to take advantage of 3 options. If you remember the first option, that's good for you. If you don't remember that, you can either use the second option, SOHCAHTOA, and then if that is not the approach you want to take, you can still use this option also. But you have to keep in mind, equilateral triangle is a triangle that has all 3 sides are equal, and this perpendicular line divides this side into 2 equal segments. This angle is 60, this angle is 60. This angle that was 60 was divided into 2, so you get 30 and 30 here. If you know that, the rest is basically, you can pick any option and solve it that way. We have covered how to solve digital SAT Math Test 1 Module 1 questions from 14 to question 27. Remember, the key is to understand the structure of the SAT math questions and then select an appropriate method that you can use. You need to do more practice to improve your score, and so that you are ready the day that you are taking the exam to score a higher score. I hope you do well and get the best score possible. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel for more math tutorials. Feel free to comment below as well. Let me know if there's any other topic you want me to cover. If you have any questions, or if there is any specific topic you would like me to cover next, please let me know. Check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.